Hi there and welcome to part 3 of the live lessons. This day for the National 5 Urban course we're going to have a look at the edge of the city and CBD changes. So this means we're going to have a look at, actually I was going to use a colour pen but it's exactly the same as the text I've used. So we're going to look at the features of our edge of the city and urban fringe. We're going to look at how it's grown about, although we actually do that in the reverse order. So then we'll have a look at the changes that have happened in the CBD. Some of these because of the changes that have happened in the edge of the city. So street furniture and the shopping experience are our two key looks today. So, our edge of the city and the features of our city edge. So what we find here is, this is a case study we've been looking at known as Silverburn. It's just in the south side of Glasgow, and is one of the kind of more popular shopping centres. It opened kind of around about just under 10 years ago. I can't remember. Do you know, I remember when this opened, and I now can't remember the exact date. It's been open roughly about just over 10 years actually. So I remember, yeah, I was still at university. So, but it's when in the last 20 years, it was a Pollock shopping centre before that, so it was more redesigned and then redeveloped to open. And what we'll notice is that it has a huge footprint. So this is it here. This is a Tesco. It's all Tesco. But this is all part of it here that kind of comes around. And when it opened, like this Tesco was the largest in Europe, and along with that they had a huge car park that opened with it, and almost a kind of full mini road network. So this is all car parks here. And actually this is a multi-storey car park that's got 5 floors on it. So can store thousands of cars here for people to come and look at this network. But why it's here, we have our map here that we've looked at before. So here's the CBD here, and then we kind of follow out on the road into Glasgow. That's where we actually find it along this M77, M8. What short point? Oh, it's still M77 in here, and it's beside this Pollock Country Park. So if you actually go back to 1890, we'll see that the city was nowhere near this. So this is literally where we're looking at here, and Glasgow City was a way back up. It was barely away from the river, where we really only at this point had our CBD and our inner city. What would be our inner city area. But then if we phase forward to 1950, we'll see that post-war, the city has grown out a large amount. So here we are, that we've now got a lot of the city around where it would be Pollock Park, and we'll get instances of our suburbs starting to creep in. So like see Moss Park here, with that curvilinear road network. So it's not the straight gridiron street pattern we might find in the inner city. Then if we come back forward to today, we'll see it grow again. Motorways have come in, much more dense housing, much better map quality as well. But Pollock Country Park has remained. This is a green belt area, so this is protected and you can't really build in this. But you'll see Silverburn has developed in here as well. Now, one of the reasons why that you actually find these bigger shopping centres out here, out in the outskirts, is because the land is really cheap. So if we just take a idea of how much space Silverburn takes up, it's about 0.27 kilometres squared, so that's about 200 metres square in each direction. If we went into our CBD and tried to take in the same size of area, let's take in like the entirety of Central Station because it's pretty big. Let's kind of go up here, across Buchanan Street. Can we get a set of chambers in? Yeah, we'll maybe try and get a set of chambers in. So 0.27 square kilometres in the CBD is a huge part of land. Think of, if you've ever been to Glasgow, think of all the kind of areas that's in here. So we've got the entirety of Central Station. We've got the George Square. We've got the town council offices. We've got a huge chunk of Buchanan Street, a bit of Argyll Shopping Centre, huge bits of Queen Street. So there's a large amount in here. And all the shops and businesses are in here. Not too far. In that same area. But out here, it's so much cheaper. So you can have car parking, you can have all these other things that take part in there. So when you get to Silverburn and why they became so popular, let's just take away our attempts from earlier. What you do is you come in, you'd park your car at Silverburn. That's much more of a Jetsons car. You then enter down at the start. Yep, Marks and Spencer's is where I want to go. First shop. Oh, then I want to go across to EE, checking my phone. And you basically can move back and forwards like this, or you can go up one side all day. Like, that's quite a nice top in H&M, but I might see something better next, so maybe come back to later. Down in, get a new pair of shoes in JD. Oh wait, no, shoes maybe better. Keep moving up. Get some toiletries and boots. Oh, I'm really thirsty actually. I've been doing quite a lot of shopping. Let's have a wee stop at Costa for our coffee. Now I've had a wee nice wee break. We're going to go up, check in that top next. You know what? I didn't like that top. And next, I'll get that one in H&M, but I'll just leave it till later on in the day. And again, you've had a wee coffee break. You've been to a couple more shops. It's really lunchtime now or dinner time. So then you go into this area up here, which you'll notice if you can see the logos is TGI's, McDonald's, Five Guys, Pizza Express, ZZ's, Pizza Hut, Wagamama's. This is Pret, but it's now actually Tim Hortons. So you've got all the kind of shopping food outlets up here, so you get a really good choice and all in one area. You can sit and having dinner and you realise, oh wait, there's that new film out, so this is now Cineworld. You can go check in the latest movie. It's a Saturday afternoon after all. What else have you got to do? This is before lockdown. And then back down we go. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, I actually forgot to pick up that thing from Boots. You can back into Boots. Moving back down. Oh yep, go pick up that top in H&M. But that's me done for the day. So you've got a couple of entrances as well. You don't have to go back out the same way. Pick up another coffee before you get back in your car and drive home. So they basically offer this all-in-one exclusive. Come to this location and you can get everything you need in one place. You don't have to go outside. It's all it does rain. And it's really easy access. There's no train into the city centre. There's no parking ride to get the connection in. There's no paying expensive parking. It's free parking. You're right on the doorstep. So this is Silverburn down here. Let's go for a nice sparkly colour to highlight all our features. So this is Silverburn down here. What we also had is we have a golf course beside it. So very commonly found in our edge of a city. We've got quite a lot of green spaces. So green kind of wooded areas offer nice walks. We have another golf course. Oh, this one. Huge area. Glasgow Airport. Industrial estate up here. Then we've got another shopping area in here. This one's slightly different because it's like more of a rebuild in the inner city. Hillington Industrial Estate here. Large footprint buildings. And really that's what we're looking for. Edge of the city is just that. It's on the edge of our city. You'll notice that this maybe looks like it's not so much, but this is a different city. This is Paisley. So that's a completely separate city, and Glasgow's just kind of merging into it. That's why you kind of need that green belt to kind of stop cities merging together. So large buildings that maybe don't make a lot of money, like golf courses or large features, don't make a lot of money, so can't afford large rents. And right on the edge of what would be our city. So if we took back before, our suburbs would be kind of in here. Our inner city was kind of around this area, and then our CBD is in here. So if I continue this round, you'll maybe then see that model. Not an exact circle because it's the real world, that you might then see these circles come around for where Glasgow matches that really classical Burgess model shape. But these edge of the city features like our out of town have a lot of effects to our CBD. With out of town shopping being on the rise, the really accessible shops where you can get a coffee, some foods, go to cinema, and you can park for free, the CBD has really struggled. So there's two things that have had an effect. So out of town shopping centres and online sales. Both of these have hit the CBD really hard. And places like this, which is Borders Bookshop, which was in Glasgow. Borders was a big company, but this was one of the main stores in Glasgow. It was 5 floors of book heaven, where it had a game, it had a Starbucks in it. It was slap bang the centre of Glasgow city centre. This building's still here. You can still see it, but it's barely used as much. Because of these two things, a lot of shops like this have now closed. And the CBD had to do a lot of things to maybe try and encourage people to not go to here, to not go to out of town, to offer experiences that you couldn't get online. So how could you stop people buying online, coming to CBD, and spend the time and effort not going to the out of town but coming to the CBD? So here's some of the things they did. This is just for effect. This was a lot longer ago than recent times, but it's just to show you how much it's changed. Let's just highlight that this building corner is this building corner here, and this building would be kind of roundabout, just kind of here. So it's just to the side, so mostly it's kind of very similar. And what we have a look at for this is really, it's a spot the difference. What has changed from this to this that might encourage people to come into the CBD or the city centre? So one big thing that's changed is you'll notice all these people walking down what would have been a road. So pedestrianisation is one of the big things that we've had happen. And what else have we had? So we've had pedestrianisation where people can walk in safe. We've had these here. Shops you might not get in an out of town shopping centre. So these are called high order shops. Now, these maybe aren't the best examples, but this one, Prince's Square, might just look like a small door, but it's the entrance into a huge like internal complex that has stores like Ted Baker, Space and K. I have no idea if that's how you spell it. It'll work. So shops that you don't get in even semi-decent sized cities. So they really need to be like your big cities like Glasgow and Edinburgh, like Manchester, London, where before you get these shops. And these are destination stores. These are stores like, I'm going to Glasgow to go to Ted Baker. I'm going to Glasgow to go to the Apple shop. I'm going to Glasgow to go to the Lego store. So all of these kind of things are there to help attract people in. We've got a lot more. Lighting. Everyone thinks has this reputation that Glasgow's unsafe. Add some streetlights. In the night time, it makes everyone feel a lot safer. That they have things like this. Decorations. This peacock is so massively photographed now that it's becoming a bit of a tourist attraction itself. You've added things like advertising and banners. This is to highlight events that are going on. So in the winter, you've got winter markets. And in the summer, you might have street fairs or street festivals, or like a local like events, like the cycling championships tend to be there at the velodrome. So all these things that attract people into the city centre. All right, what else have we got? This one's really bizarre, so I'm going to change colour to highlight this one because I can actually use a blue pen. Is these ones here. This is, let's try and keep it in the picture, something called alfresco dining. And it's very common in continental Europe, where the weather's really nice, it's really reliable, and you can sit outside, have your coffee, have a donut, have some scones, have some food, have a drink with your friends, and sit in the nice weather. Not so common in Scotland, however, it's something that's certainly on the rise. So people in the nicer days do want to sit outside. They want to take in the nice weather. So this will give them that option. And they can't really do that in the shopping centres because they're built to be inside. That's the whole point of them. Oh, I'm forgetting one really big one. Greenery. Greenery. Let's go back to my rainbow pen for this one. Greenery to give it this really nice feel. To give it a really kind of nice kind of look and feel, and along with the lighting, they've also added in CCTV. Just remember that one. So lots and lots of changes, small changes they're making to the CBD that just makes it more appealing for people to be there. That it's much more of an experience to go into the city now than to just simply, oh, I'm just nipping to Boots for something. Yeah, fine, nip to Boots if you want. But this is where you're really going to got this idea that they're offering more of an experience. That going into the city centre is a trip. It's a day out where you can do lots of different things and get lots of different experiences. And you can do it safely, you can do it in a nice environment, and see other things when you're there. So this is our lesson for today, where we had a look at why the edge of the city is kind of developed as it is, some of the key features to it, and how that's affected the CBD and what changes the CBD is making to happen. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll speak to you next time.